Business as Mission sa Entrepinoy Espesyal tuwing Lunes, alas 11 hanggang alas 12 ng tanghali sa 702 DZAS FEBC Radio TV.
At ikaw pa rin ay nanonood at nakikinig sa Entrepinoy Espesyal. Dito lang po yan sa 702 DZAS FEBC Radio TV, Agapay ng Sambayanan. Muli, ako po si Arwel Mendoza at sa mga kakatune in lang sa ating himpilan, welcome po sa ating palatuntunan. At tayo rin po ay napapakinggan sa iba't ibang himpilan ng Far East Broadcasting Company Philippines. Dadako na po tayo sa ating patok na negosyo segments katuwang ang Business as Mission Philippines upang talakayin po ang iba't ibang mga usapin na may kinalaman po sa ating pagbe-business. And today, mayroon po tayong makakasama na isang multi-awarded financial advisor serving clients across 25 countries with over 2 decades na experience po sa kanyang field. He ranked in the top 1 in global investing. His goal for all his clients is to become dollar millionaires through hard work, consistency, and not taking shortcuts. Napakaganda ng kanyang advocacy, kaya makakasama na po natin ngayong umaga si Mr. Jess Uy. Sir Jess, magandang umaga po and welcome sa Entrepinoy Espesyal.
Magandang umaga, salamat sa imbitasyon.
Yes, thank you sir. Alam namin na busy po kayo pero kayo po ay nagpaunlak sa aming imbitasyon at makakwentuhan po namin kayo dito sa ating palatuntunan. But before anything else, Sir Jess, baka meron kayong mga gusto munang batiin o i-shout out.
Shout out. Thank you sa mga nanonood and I hope that you can learn a lot from our session for today.
Yes, ayan. Hello po and shout out sa lahat ng ating viewers and listeners. And do not forget to share itong ating live stream sa inyong mga social media accounts at group chat. At para makilala pa po kayo ng ating mga kaagapay, Sir Jess, paano po kayo nagsimula sa ganito pong larangan?
Okay. So, early on, nung medyo kakatapos ko lang ng college, I've always been interested in investing. So, matagal na ako nag-invest, siguro mga around almost 25 years na. Right? And because I invest my own money, eventually, may mga kaibigan ako nagtatanong, paano ba mag-invest ng sariling pera?
Yeah.
Right? And then, especially nung 2008, nung nagkaroon ng crisis, right? They needed help how to recover from their losses. And so, nagbibigay lang ako ng mga payo and buti naman naka-recover naman sila. Right? And so far, nung nag-move ako sa Singapore, nagkaroon ako ng license to provide advice given by the central bank there. And since then until today, I basically help people with their investments. No? So I'm an investment advisor primarily. But at the end of the day, normally when we do a lot of these investments, it's through the lens of holistic financial planning. So kasi kailangan isama natin yung mga goals natin.
Yes.
Right? Your short-term goal, medium-term goal, long-term goal. Para naman aligned sa mga goals and values natin and how long we're gonna be investing for our loved ones.
Yeah, yung pagiging realistic,
Yes.
Hindi lang tayo idealistic, kundi kumbaga nagiging totoo din. Yung
Yes.
mga gusto nating gawin when it comes sa ating finances. Pero nung kayo po ay nagsisimula pa lamang bilang isang financial advisor, ano po yung nagtulak sa inyo or nag-motivate sa inyo na gagawin ko na ito bilang negosyo ko, ang pagiging financial advisor?
In a way, investing kasi for me is like a hobby. So parang for me, it's not really work in a way. I mean, of course it's work, but I don't feel the burden of talking to people about investments. And sometimes yung asawa ko nagko-complain sa akin, bakit ang tagal mong kausap yung mga kliyente mo? Right? But I enjoy it.
Yeah.
I basically enjoy it a lot. And especially when there's a spark na natutulungan ko yung mga kausap ko. Right? And then, of course, may mga instruments din tayo na available na maybe not available in the Philippines, na malaki yung advantages for our overseas Filipinos as well as for the local ones. Yeah, so nagkakaroon ng parang better ways of investing their money, growing their money. Even nowadays, right? The world is now very connected.
Yeah.
No? So, can invest in the largest companies in the world. And mas marami tayong options, right? And in terms of recurring income, especially for people who are already at the stage where they want to collect income regularly, lower yung risk nila. And then meron tayong options na higher risk, higher return for younger people who wants to save for their future, right? So a lot of people sometimes think na parang mahirap abutin yung $1 million, no? Actually, kung ano man yung gusto mong i-achieve, right? Kung ano yung savings mo every month, if you do that for 30 years, right? Consistently, and you grow at 6%, times 1,000 lang yun, right? So for example, kung gusto mo ng 1 million pesos, save ka lang ng 1,000 pesos a month. Kung gusto mo ng 10 million, 10,000 pesos a month. Right? Kung gusto mo ng 100 million, 100,000 pesos a month. Ganun lang. So it's very, very easy.
Yeah.
And kung ano yung savings capacity mo, you just basically multiply and scale it from there.
So yun pala yung beauty ng investment din ate, yung tamang pag-iipon din
Yes.
ng ating resources. And through the years, yan nga rin po yung inyong advocacy, that's why you're helping out lalong-lalo na yung ating mga kababayan na maging wise sa
Yes.
pag-invest at maging wise din sa kanilang kaperahan. Kasi
Yes.
mahalaga yan, yung ating na paghihirapan, napapalago natin at syempre nagiging kapaki-pakinabang din, lalo na sa mga mahal natin sa buhay. And syempre, pagdating naman po sa negosyo, kayo po, malawak na po ang inyong experience at matagal na rin po kayo sa ganitong industry, darating talaga tayo sa punto na minsan kahit ayaw nating isipin, kailangan talaga nating isipin sino ba yung pagpapasahan natin
Yes.
ng ating negosyo, sa kanino natin pwedeng ipagkatiwala yung ating in-establish na business. Pwede natin itong paghandaan, mga kaagapay. Kaya mas maigi po na ngayon pa lang, lalo na yung mga negosyante natin diyang inaay ang kanilang mga anak bilang susunod or pagpapasahan ng baton sa pagnenegosyo, na yun nga, to pass the baton, kasi hindi natin alam kung ano yung pwede mangyari bukas o sa mga susunod pang panahon. At yan po ang ating tatalakayin this morning, ayon nga po ito dito sa ating Business as Mission workbook. Ito po ang Business Transitions to the Next Generation. So, Sir Jess, bilang isang business owner, gaano po ba kahalaga para sa inyo na ipasa po yung ating negosyo or to pass the baton sa mga susunod na leaders para po sa ating business? Bakit po as early as now mahalaga po na paghandaan ito, Sir Jess?
Yeah, actually for a very long time, marami sa mga organizations na kasama ko, pinaplano na namin yung succession, right? Early on, kasi pagka hindi mo plinano yan, magulo talaga afterwards. Nagkakaaway-away, walang clarity, right? And eventually, kung meron kang business and hindi mo yan inayos ng maaga, eventually it could close down, right? So it's important na yung mga parang may potential to take over, you bring them on early, right? Kasi at least meron kang mentorship early on. Kung meron sila mga mistakes, pwede nating ayusin maaga pa, right? And then of course you can build up several leaders to take care of different parts of the business. And for also it's a form of assurance also for your clients, right? Kasi sometimes pag may mga kliyente ka na kausap nila, ikaw lang kausap nila, pag nawala ka, wala na rin yung business, right? So it's important na at least yung mga next in line mo, ready na sila to take over in case you're not around, right? And in fact, may mga nakikita ko mga businesses who have done this very well na hindi pa nawawala yung original owners. The second generation or the third generation is already taking over. The older generation are there to guide, to mentor, Same thing what's happening to the Singapore government. Same thing what's happening to a lot of organizations na ready na to scale.
At dito nga po sa paghahanap natin ng next set of leaders or next generation ng ating business. Para po sa inyo, ano yung mga qualifications? Paano yung mga dapat taglayin sa mga na dapat mayroon yung next generation na pagpapasahan po natin itong ating negosyo?
Yeah, I think from a Christian perspective, right? I think most important is we have the right character, right? And God-centered values, right? Kasi if we see the business as para tayong stewards of God's resources, it's more likely that we will be able to manage the company better. We treat our people better. We treat our resources better. And in a way, it's a lot of win-win for many different stakeholders, including the clients as well as yourself, right? So I think the number one thing I feel that is most important is to build the right values, the culture, and the character of the leaders para maging hindi lang siya parang nagkakaroon ka ng mga policies on how to build the culture for the family, but you're also becoming a model for what your employees should be. So accountability and hard work. Yeah.
That's true. And para sa inyo, Sir Jess, mas madali ba o mas mahirap mag-transition ng negosyo kapag ang papalit or magiging successor mo ay yung anak mo o yung kamag-anak? Paano natin matitiyak, Sir Jess, na hindi lang entitlements, kundi stewardship ang magiging mindset nila?
Right. I think a lot of businessmen, normally ang first target nila na magta-take over are usually their children.
Yes.
Right? And I would say na, yes, it's important, but it's also important to build a team around that. Kasi yung skills ng mga tao is very different, right? So some are better in maybe sales, something better in organization, some are better in operations.
Kanya-kanyang mission
Correct, right? So depende sa scale ng business mo, right? If it's growing to a scale na medyo malaki na, then it's good to professionalize it. So you could be, let's say, a shareholder who kind of like guides the company on how it should grow. But of course, for people na they want to be hands-on, it's important na yung mga children, medyo they have been trained to kind of like take over at an early age pa, right? At least
kahit pa nag-estudyante pa lang sila, ini-immerse na, no?
Right, but at least may idea sila, and in general for me, normally, as for my own children, I actually want them to work somewhere else first. Right?
Okay.
I want them to work somewhere else first so they can gain other experience, other expertise, and they can bring back to the company to kind of like, take the best of what's out there to implement in your own company, and then hopefully spread it out with the different employees and leaders within the company, right? So anyway, it's a win-win for everybody. While you're working for, let's say, a multinational, you're learning a lot of things that maybe you're not implementing, but it's something na pwede mo siyang i-apply, right? And that could have a big impact in terms of the growth of the company.
Pero nasa desire nyo rin po ba, Sir Jess, in the future, anak nyo ang pagpapasahan nyo talaga nitong inyong negosyo?
That's everyone's hope, right? So I'm also hoping, right? But I mean, at the end of the day, are they the best person fit for the job, right?
Yeah, that's a good question, actually, sir.
So of course we try to train them, but I mean, if they're not the best person fit for the job, it's okay lang naman for me to also, they can work in other businesses. But I mean, I think pushing to the next generation, if you are able to hire the right people, right? I think that would be very beneficial for the whole business, right? So personally, I hope one day one of my children will take over. I'll be easier. I can guide them. But I'm also open-minded na, if that's not what the Lord set up for me,
Yeah.
then it's okay also to let go, right? And there are many different paths. We'll let the Lord lead. Yeah.
Yes, totoo yan. And yung iba nga, ang na-experience naman nila, bunga ng pressure, bunga ng pilit, kung bakit, bakit yung iba, talagang sila na nag-take over. Pero syempre, tama rin po yung sinabi ni Sir Jess, si Lord pa rin na may magtatakda yan. Kumbaga sa atin, bilang magulang at negosyante, gusto natin na ipasa sa ating mga anak. Pero si Lord pa rin naman ang magtatakda niyan, kung sino yung pwede nating pagpasahan ng ating negosyo. And with that, halimbawa ito, meron ka ng inaay na next na successor nitong inyong negosyo. Paano natin sila mayahanda aside dun sa skills? Siyempre, natututunan yan. Pero paano natin sila mayahanda at may-inculcate sa kanila yung Christian values kapag nasa kanila na or naipasa na sa kanila itong negosyo na meron tayo?
Right. I think early on, kailangan mag-build na ng culture na maybe it's a biblical-based policies, right? Para at least all the people in the organization are aligned, right? Especially if it's a Christian organization, right? And in a way, I feel that if you have the right values, if you're the right character, that would be the best. Ito yung mga best people who will take over the jobs. But of course, it's important na we also train them, right? They have the right characters and values, but they're not skilled. That's another problem, right?
Yeah.
So it has to be a combination of both. Yeah. So I think the trainings and the mentorship is important over the years. Just like what happened in the Bible, right? When Moses was leading his people, there were already leaders ready to take over, right? So you kind of like be around to kind of like mentor them, especially when tough times come. If you're still around, then at least there are a lot of wisdom that you can impart. Yeah. Although sila yung main decision maker already.
Yeah, that's true. Na dito pa lang nakikita na natin na ito ba qualified?
Yes.
Ito ba may kakayahan? May
Yes.
skills ba na ipagpatuloy itong nasimulang negosyo? And maybe our kaagapais might be wondering, since pag-uusapan na nga itong business transitions sa ating next generation, paano ba titimbangin, Sir Jess, yung qualification, yes, you have the skills, versus doon sa relationship mo, doon sa ipapalit mo sa iyong negosyo. Ito, hindi lang basta anak, pwedeng ka mag-anak mo or kapamilya mo.
Right.
Paano mo siya pagbabanggain?
I think I'll always go for character first, right? The character and the values. And then with regards to if they're family members or not, I mean, we're all God's family. So I think that's more open, I would say. But of course, if you can pass it on to your direct descendants, that's probably what most people would want, right? Because most of the time when you're running a business, the people who are most interested to have the best interest of the company is usually yung original owners, right?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, God is the owner of the whole business, right? So if we put God as the owner of the business, then we're basically just stewards, right? In terms of the skills, I think skills can be trained, right? And I think the values, I think if you build an environment with good value system, even those who are not yet probably in that, hindi pa sila mature, right? Hopefully nagkakaroon ng influence through osmosis.
Right? Totoo. Yeah, and dito nga sa ating pinag-uusapan mga kaagapay, mahalaga talaga na nakikita natin para sa ating tinitignan yung galing, husay, at the same time yung karakter ng ating pagpapasahan. Kasi it's a major decision
Yes.
It's a major decision, lalo na sa mga negosyante natin na gusto nang ipasa. Kasi lahat tayo tatanda din lahat tayo tatanda at darating din yung punto na kailangan may magpatuloy ng ating nasimulang pagnenegosyo. At para mas maintain natin yung pagpapaunlad sa business na ito. Kaya dito po sa ating pinag-uusapan na business transition to the next generation, mainam po na sa lahat ng ito ay inaas po natin yung guidance, yung discernment at wisdom mula sa Panginoon. And paano ba dapat natin pinapanalangin, Sir Jess, kunyari ako, isa akong negosyante, paano ko ba dapat ipanalangin, itong succession planning? Ano ba yung mga kailangan kong i-consider, para masabi ko na success itong pagpapasa ko ng baton dito sa next generation of business leaders?
I think, I guess the first thing is really to pray for the right people, right? Kasi like what we were talking about a little bit earlier, I think character is still number one, right? Kasi yung mga skills kasi pwede tayong mag-hire ng people na who already have the skills, and then you can delegate, right? So pwede tayong manalangin about yung mga character traits that we want for the type of job, right? Sometimes the personality, yung best for that type of job, right? Kasi syempre, kung if you want to do sales but you're not a salesy type of person,
mahirap naman yun.
Kung gusto mo na magawa ng operations but you're not very detailed, that's also a problem, right?
Yes.
So I think we pray for people that have the right character with the right skills. That hopefully they also work hard, because I mean, God blesses those people who works hard. Yeah.
Yeah, oo. And nagpapakita ng excellence sa kanilang ginagawa. And Sir Jess, kayo rin po ay part din ng Business as Mission Philippines. Maaari po bang ikwento sa ating mga taga-subaybay ngayon? Paano po at kailan po kayo nag-join sa BAM?
It's kind of like an accident kasi some of the BAM people went to Singapore to do and Malaysia to do like their planning, and it just so happened na nandun ako, and my cousin was actually there, and yung cousin ko yung introduce sa akin sa BAM, and yeah, from there on I get to meet people. I get to meet Sister Kathy and Uncle Richard. And yeah, from there, I guess we've built good rapport, and in relationship, we just continue to build on that. Yeah, and then they did invite me to speak at one of their gatherings, about finance also. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So doon yun na rin po na-share ang inyong expertise when it comes sa ating finances. And through joining BAM, may mga changes din po ba or mga pagbabago sa perspective po ninyo on how to run a business?
I guess in a way, there's a lot of different people in BAM, right? So it's good to, for me, I think I'm able to integrate more about yung biblical values in the way I run things. And treating people the right way, right? I mean, which is already what we're doing, but I guess trying to just see ano pa ba yung mga pwede nating ma-improve, right? So being open to ano yung mga learnings. Of course, when you join BAM and other conferences, right, and gatherings, you get to learn from other Christians also. How do you deal with yung corruption,
mga
different
na yan.
things na moral issues, right? Sometimes we don't talk about it in public, right? But it's something that you learn, so you know that you can do better moving forward. Yeah. So learning from other people's experience.
Yes, yung mentorship nga na tinatawag natin. So mahalaga din po 'yan, mga kaagapay. And as we wrap up, Sir Jess, di ba? Ang bilis lang ng ating kwentuhan. Ano naman po yung challenge ninyo na gusto niyo pong iwan sa mga katulad po ninyong negosyante na maaring sa mga oras na ito ay hindi pa sila bukas or parang nahihirapan pang mag-decide kanino nila ipapasa itong nasimulan po nilang pagnenegosyo and yung kahalagahan din po ng succession planning?
I think first of all, I think we need to pray about it, right? God will open doors, not just for our children but also for the key personnel in our organization. Kung sino man yung parang pwede nating train to take over, right? And then I guess it's good to also engage some professionals if you need help, right? In kind of like structuring how do you do the transition, the succession planning very smoothly, right? And I think these are important. That I think the skills training as well as the values imparting are also something that we need to pray, and but not just pray but also execute. So those are the things that I would say I would focus on.
At wag pong matakot,
Yes.
Sir Jess, wag pong matakot na ipagkatiwala din sa iba itong nasimulan yung negosyo. And katulad din naman sa Old Testament, like si Moses ay pinagkatiwala niya rin kay Joshua,
Yes, right.
itong mabigat na responsibilidad nito. It was God na nag-orchestrate ng mga bagay na ito. So ganoon din po sa atin, mahalaga po ang succession planning para maging successful pa rin ang pagnenegosyo, at bahagi nga po yan ng ating leadership skill na dapat din nating taglayin. Marunong din po dapat tayo, or meron tayong kaalaman na sino ba yung mga qualified na mapagkakatiwala natin at mapagpapasahan nitong ating pagnenegosyo. So yan po ang business transitions to the next generation. Huwag po tayong matakot na i-embrace yan, at mahalaga po yan sa success ng ating negosyo. So Sir Jess, maraming salamat po sa pagbabahagi ng inyong valuable insights about our topic, and kami po ay nagagalak na makasama po kayo ngayong umaga. Mag-ingat po kayo. Good morning and God bless you, Sir Jess.
God bless. Salamat.
Mga kaagapay, nakasama po natin si Sir Jess Uy, isa pong matagumpay na financial advisor at bahagi din po ng Business as Mission Philippines.